Hi, this is Mary McGuire, and this is part 2 of my readings of tarot, as well as oracle cards and shadow cards for the astrological signs of Libra through Pisces. If you missed part 1, please go and at least watch the very beginning, the intro of it, so that way you can know more about me, the services that I offer. I am offering now through December 25th any of my readings at a 40% discount. You don't have to have these readings right away. You can pay for them now and have them anytime. They do not expire. They can be gifted to others, and there is no quantity that you can't get, okay? These readings are based upon the astrological signs. I am not an astrologer. I do not want to be one. But I am doing these readings as a gift for you. This is my first time on YouTube. I want you to know a little bit about me, a little bit how I read, as well as for you to end 2024 with a little bit better understanding of how you can help to move forward in your life. So that being said, let's pick up with Libra. So for Libra, we have the tarot card of the Six of Wands. And in the Six of Wands for you, Libra, I feel as though a lot of you are being asked to either be a leader to others or at least to be a mentor to others. But know that you influence other people. Absolutely. You have been through a lot and you lead by example, whether you realize it or not. So I do feel as though the Spirit is saying that you need to pay attention to what you do. Make sure that you put your best foot forward and are trying to help other people in the highest light that you can, as well as knowing that I do believe a few of you might be moving into new roles as we move into the new year, positions of leadership, whether that being managers or whether that just be training new people. But I feel as though leadership and definitely being a mentor to others is coming into your life in a couple different ways for many different people, okay? For our angel card for you, we have the card of transformation. And again, this last remaining part of December for you, I do feel as though, number one, you're having a spiritual awakening. You're starting to come into more of your spirituality. And this is going to transform you. I feel as though some foods that you used to like, you're going to find that they no longer fit with you. They're no longer good on your palate. You're changing. You're changing in many different ways. Your thought processes are changing. Your actions are changing. You're starting to feel intuitive. You're starting to open yourself up to more feelings of energy, okay? For our animal spirit guide card for you, we have the card of the dog. And the card of the dog says, your loyalty and faithfulness is misplaced by serving too many masters. So this is saying for you that, number one, you can't please everybody. Why are you trying to? Okay? The person that you most need to please is the reflection you see in the mirror, which is yourself. At the end of the day, you've got to go to bed knowing you did the best job that you could. When you come from a place of love and light and you're trying to do things being kind, being loving, being generous to others, but most importantly, being honest, you will always come ahead. And trust me, you can still tell somebody something negative in a very kind way. My attorney had a sign in his office that said, Irish diplomacy practiced here. And parentheses said, the ability to tell somebody to go to hell, but make them look forward to the trip there. And I love that saying. And absolutely, you can do that. You can tell somebody off, but tell them in a way that they have no idea that what you just said was derogatory, because you said it in such a kind fashion to them, okay? So again, make sure you aren't spreading yourself thin because you can't make everybody happy. Okay? So for our abundance card, we have the card of reframe for you, for Libra. And reframe says, this is happening for me, not to me. A lot of times when something negative shows up in our life, we think that the world is coming down on us. Why are things always coming after me? Why is everything happening to me? It's not happening to you. It's happening for you. Sometimes if you are being afraid to make the changes that you need to in your life, the universe will take over and make those changes happen. Okay? If you're not eating healthy, it's going to show up. It's going to show up in your body because you're not putting into your body what it needs, which means it's going to cause a sickness to happen to where you've got to pay attention to it and you've got to make the changes that you need to make in order to move forward. So again, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. Whenever anything happens and you can't put yourself into that place to say, what's the lesson this is trying to teach me? Just put yourself into the place of what would happen if my child or my best friend came to me with the same scenario. What advice would I give them to flip this from a negative into a positive? And then you need to follow that advice because that's exactly what's happening. A negative situation is showing up, a lesson is showing up in your life, and you need to learn how to flip that into something positive and how to make it work for you and not against you. Okay? Hey, I've had cancer 4 times, right? 4th time they told me, get your affairs in order. There's nothing we can do for you. And I learned how to kill cancer. 12 years cancer-free now. All right? I made it work for me, not against me. You can do the same thing. Okay, for your shadow work card here, your card is envy. And it says, remind yourself that no one has it all. It's okay to celebrate others' successes. You are truly good enough. And absolutely nobody has it all. When we go back to this other card of reframing, negative things showing up in your life, and you say, but this person never has anything go wrong. Guess what? They do. They're just better at hiding it. Or maybe the bad things, the negative things haven't shown up in their life yet. But I guarantee you, this life Earth is a school. You came here to learn. We are all going to go through challenges. Some of us are just better at hiding it from others. Some of us are better at looking at that challenge and taking a positive attitude towards it and not looking at it as a negative attitude. So reframe your thinking, not why is this happening? How can I use this to help me? How can I use this to move me forward? Rather than being envious of others. Okay? All right, next is Scorpio. And for Scorpio, we have the tarot card of the wheel. Okay. With the wheel, whenever I see this card too, everything's moving. Everything's in movement. It's the Wheel of Fortune because things are working out in a good way. Again, what's your thought process? Is it working out bad? Are you looking at it negatively or are you looking at it positively? With the Wheel of Fortune here, we've got all the symbols on there. Everything, the elements are there for you to utilize and for you to have them help you to move forward. Are you accessing things in your life? Are you using all the tools that you have in order to make the movement and the changes that you want? You've got everything there. Learn how to use them. If you don't know how to use them, ask other people to help you. Okay, but I do feel as though for you, the rest of December is presenting you with some great opportunities, and these will absolutely help you to move forward, okay? But don't be afraid to start putting things into practice, okay? Make some changes. Next, for our angel card for you, Scorpio, we have Earth and Grounding. So, It's amazing to me sometimes people don't understand what earthing and grounding is about. Okay, number one, let me explain this a little bit. Because the earth has a frequency. Everything is frequency. We're frequency. We're energetic light beings, okay? We have electricity that goes through us. Everything has energy to it. Absolutely, our energies can get out of funk. Our chakras can get out of balance. What's the best way to get things into line? Grounding or earthing. How do we do that? Many different ways to do it. Number one, I suggest people balance their chakras on a regular basis. You can go and get Reiki healing. You can learn how to do self-Reiki. In order to earth or ground, again, there's several different ways to do this. One is going outside and walking around barefoot. That's the fastest way. It releases negative ions, and you will find out if you go outside, if you're really mad, and you go outside and you walk around barefoot, I can almost guarantee you if you're out there for at least 5 minutes, your anger will subside. Okay, you will notice a definite shift in your energy. Okay, what this does is it releases the negative ions in you. If you can't walk around outside barefoot, middle of winter, we're in the winter now, go out and hug a tree. That also will ground you. Okay, or there's wonderful items now coming out. There's grounding shoes. There's grounding mats that you can use on your desk right in front of your keyboard so your wrists lay on it and they ground you. There's mats you can put on the floor. There's sheets you can put on your bed and you can sleep on. There's all sorts of different ways to release these negative ions to get your body back grounded to the frequency that it needs to be. Okay? What this does is this helps get you back into your energetic state of being where you need to be, where you need to reside. It will help you tremendously in your spiritual processes, keeping you from being blocked in your life, helping you to being able to move forward, hearing messages coming through, just being the best you that you can be. Okay. So next for our animal spirit guide card, we have the manatee. And the manatee says for you, accept the situation as it is rather than fighting to change it. And we have a hard time doing that sometimes. Sometimes something shows up in our life and we don't like it. We want to make changes to it immediately. Sometimes we can't make a change to it, and you just need to accept it for what it is. Let's say you didn't get a promotion. Absolutely, you're probably upset that you didn't get it. But rather than fight it, show up and be the person that says, how can I help? I didn't get the position, but I want to help you adjust into the position. Asking the person that got it instead of you. This shows your leadership ability. This shows your ability to still be a team member. This releases you from holding that negative feeling and putting you in a place of positivity. And when we're in a place of positivity, it's easier for us to manifest. Maybe you weren't supposed to get that position because there's a much better position for you. And so, had you gotten that position, you wouldn't move to the perfect, ideal job for you, okay? Don't question why things show up in the world the way that they do. But know that when things don't show up the way that we want them to, there's something new, something better coming in to take its place, okay? So again, accept the situation, but keep working towards what it is you want to manifest within your life, and knowing that negative energy blocks us from manifestation, okay? So for your abundance card, we have right action. And right action says, oh my goodness, I can't pronounce her name. Aparagrara? Oh, that's wrong. Really wrong. Okay. Anyways, we're going to call her a paragraph. I'm sorry. Literally means let everything that wants to go, go, and everything that wants to come, come. My goodness, your cards just match up tonight, don't they? So absolutely. You've heard that saying before, if you love something, set it free. If it comes back to you, it's yours. If not, it was never meant to be. Absolutely. That's what this card is saying to you. If you didn't get that promotion, it wasn't for you. Know that there's something better for you. If you keep feeling dissatisfied with that company, you can't move forward, whatever, maybe you're not supposed to be at that company and you're supposed to make a move. And I do feel for you that there are some people that are going to be changing jobs within the next several months. Not everybody will be, but I do feel as though some of you are not on the right path and you need to change direction. Whether this be a job, whether this be part of your spiritual path in life, but you need to follow your bliss. If you wake up in the morning and you don't feel happy going and doing what it is you need to do, and it feels like you're getting teeth pulled every day, something's got to change, okay? Because you're not living your life the way that you're meant to be. So, pick the right action, okay? Change is acceptable. Change generally is good for us. Sure, we're scared to make it, but don't be. It holds you back. All right, so for your spiritual card, not your spiritual card, for your shadow card, excuse me, it says demanding. When displayed, you are most likely making the other person feel inferior. Check your anxiety and depression. So when you are demanding, you are most likely making the other person feel inferior. Yeah. What gives you the right to demand something? You know, when we demand something, if you ever noticed, somebody starts screaming, they get upset about something. If you notice, if there's anybody else in the room, they start getting a little queasy. It definitely is a negative emotion. It's a negative thing and something we need to work on, especially for you. So this is saying for you, working on demanding is saying you've got to learn how to hold it back because you're not making other people be comfortable around you. You're not giving them the warm fuzzies. You're putting yourself in a very negative light. Okay? Check yourself. Check yourself. Why are you feeling these emotions? Do you feel like you're really in this place of things not moving forward for you in that? So, all right, moving along here. We don't want to be here all night. We have Sagittarius. So for Sagittarius, we have the Two of Cups. Two of Cups. We have a partnership coming up here, okay? So definitely this doesn't necessarily mean card of lovers. We've got two people embracing themselves, but it is about a partnership, okay? So two things coming together, a blending of things, blending of ideas, I feel, for a lot of people, as well as people coming together and working for the common good. So a card of togetherness. Definitely two minds always work better than one mind. Don't be afraid to bounce things off of another person. But definitely two people are always stronger than one person by themselves. Why are we afraid sometimes to be on to have somebody else assist us? Okay? Sometimes you can be a little bit too independent. Sagittarius, sometimes you just need to embrace other people's concepts. Start working on them. Maybe they are right. Maybe they're seeing a picture that you didn't imagine, okay? But I definitely, within these next couple of weeks here, we're going to see people getting more together and working together than rather apart, okay? Next, we have, and your angel card is raise your vibration. So, a lot of people say, excuse me, how do we raise our vibration? Well, get happy. Get happy. Did you ever notice when you feel happy, your heart beats more, you're energetic? You ever notice when you go to a concert or you're going to go do something that's really fun, you get excited? That's raising your vibration. Why do we go and ride a roller coaster? To get scared to death. What does that do? It raises our vibration. It makes our body shake. It makes everything move in us. That's your vibration, okay? The easiest and fastest way to raise your vibration? Singing. Singing. Do you ever notice in the Bible it says that you need to sing before God? Why? You raise your vibration. God's vibration is super duper high. He wants you to raise your vibration so you can become more like Him. You have the God particle in you that is your soul. God gave you His power. We don't utilize it enough because we are in Earth, which is a very, very low density. Whenever I'm doing a mediumship reading, I'm talking to souls that are in the afterlife. They're in heaven. And how do I connect with them? I have to raise my vibration really high, and they have to lower their vibration so the two of us can connect together. That's how I'm able to communicate with them. So raise your vibration. When you raise your vibration, you will be in a more positive mindset. You will have more energy to you. You will be able to hear messages easier. You'll be able to manifest easier. Okay. I do want to bring up one thing about raising your vibration. Music is frequency. Okay. And music absolutely will raise our vibration. The highest vibration in music is from string instruments. Okay. Whether that be symphony, whether that be guitars, whatever, but it's a very high vibration. I'm sorry to say, but the lowest vibration in music is typically your rap songs as well as your country songs. And a lot of that has to do with the keys that they're in and or the language of the lyrics of the song. So do not kill the messenger. It just is historical. I'm not saying all of those two genres are bad, but just typically those are lower vibrations. Okay? So moving along here, our animal spirit guide card is that of the grouse. And the grouse says, express yourself through rhythm and movement by drumming and dancing. And if you were with us earlier, I talked about dancing. I talked about making noise, getting your vibration high. And when you express yourself, whether that be dancing in the rain, whatever it is, it allows you to get to that rhythm. It allows you to open up your vibrations. It allows you to raise to a higher state of consciousness. Okay? It's definitely raising your frequency. Definitely. So don't be afraid to make those changes in your life, okay? And expressing yourself through rhythm and movement. If you're in grief, if you're angry, if you're upset, absolutely. You can still express that. Music is great expression, okay? But it allows you to release those energies so then you can get that negativity out of you and move into a higher state of being. So into our card of abundance, we have acceptance. And acceptance says, radical acceptance in the now opens the flow. So, radical acceptance in the now. You know what? Right now I'm happy. I'm happy to be here doing this for you today. I'm a little nervous. I'm a lot scared because I've never done a YouTube video before. I hope it works out really well. I hope I don't make a fool of myself. But I'm okay with it. It's exciting. I'm open to that. If I was scared or upset about things, yeah, I can do that. But I can also be in the acceptance that I'm allowed to be angry. But then I take that anger and I turn it around into love. And I always move things into a positive state of being because then it opens the flow. It allows me to understand and know that I don't need to hang on to that negative aspect of what has happened. But I can say, yes, absolutely, I don't accept what's happening. I don't agree with it. I'm allowed to do that. That's part of free will. But then I want to take that because it's a lesson and I want to flip it into something positive in my life. So maybe I don't understand something. Maybe it made me upset, and I'm going to turn around and say, all right, because I didn't understand this, I want to learn more. So that way I can put myself in a better light the next time. I can learn more. I can learn to use this to help me move forward rather than holding it against me and letting it hold myself back. Okay? So for our shadow card, we have emotionally detached for you. And this card says, are you protecting yourself from unwanted drama or stress? Feel positive emotions within yourself. To feel emotions is to live freely. And absolutely, I've been talking earlier about, you've got to express what's on you. Yes, sometimes it has to be a negative emotion, but we're going to take that and we're going to flip it over into something positive in our life. But emotionally detached also means observing from the outside. Can you be into a room with, let's put it this way here, okay? There's a lot of negative things being exposed right now in the world. There's a lot of stuff going on. The news has a lot of negative things that they talk about, okay? Can you watch the news and not get emotionally involved? Yeah, you can. Yes. You sit there and you say, oh, it's really sad that these things are happening in these other worlds, in these other countries, but there's nothing that I can do to help them other than send my love to them. And by just sending my love to them, I'm not emotionally getting attached to that. I'm sending love because love heals everything. But I'm keeping the thought processes of what's in the now for me in my life and what is showing up in my life that I can absolutely help. Now, if I'm watching this and I say, oh, there's big floods, or I want to send help and I want to send assistance, can you do that? Absolutely, you can do that. Can you do that without emotionally getting attached and it draining you? Absolutely. So sometimes we can look at this and we get so caught up in what's going on and we put ourselves in the place of being there. This is where being emotionally detached is what we're talking about. Absolutely, you can help them. Absolutely, you can show emotion towards them. But do you need to put yourself into the state of stress and draining your energy? No, you don't need to. Okay? Because you don't want to drain your energy. It's that same thing that when the plane's going down, the first thing the stewardess is going to say is you have to put on your own oxygen mask before you can help anybody else. Okay? Which means you need to take care of yourself first and others second, so to speak. That being said, when this shows up in your life, and this is one of those things you need to work on. That's why it's shadow work. Is it saying sometimes you get too overcaught, you get too stressed out over things that you cannot control, that are not in part of your daily time frame, and it's doing nothing but causing you extra anxiety and stress. Whereas what you need to worry about right now is yourself and what's going on in your community and your immediate now. Okay? So please do not misunderstand that message there. I know it's a little confusing, but there's a lot of good in that message. There's a lot of things that you can do to help others, and yet help yourself, okay? Breathe. You have to breathe first. Don't get overly involved in something. Okay, so next we are on to Capricorn. And, Capricorn, you got 2 tarot cards. So Capricorn, your first card here is Prince of Pentacles. And your second card is the Queen of Wands. So these being court cards for you. Pentacles is finances and or security. Prince of Pentacles here, he's moving He's moving forward, but he's not, and he's moving forward at a steady pace. So I do feel as though there are things coming into your life that are going to make you feel more stable. Okay. I do feel as though for some of you, there's new opportunities that are going to offer you the opportunity of better financial opportunities and decisions within your life. For others, I feel as though it's you getting a more secure footing and feeling more comfortable as you move forward. With the Queen of Wands here, she plays a part of this as well. Wands signify growth and or education. I do feel as though for some of you that you will be looking into expanding your knowledge base. By expanding your knowledge base, this is going to help you be more secure in your knowledge and being able to either land a better job or to understand your job better, to make better decisions, but definitely help you to move forward too. The Queen is about controlling. She's about making rules. She's about management of overall things. So this is saying that also too, you're learning how to manage your life better. So that way you aren't as wasteful. So this way you feel more secure in your decisions. You feel more secure in your life moving forward. Okay. So good things moving forward for you for the month of December. Capricorn. For our angel card, we have the card of surrender, which is saying you can't control everything. Sometimes you just have to learn to go with the flow. Sometimes you can be really impatient. I'm sorry. But just learn things are going to come about as they need to for you. Okay? Don't get in a tiff about things. Surrender to the fact that maybe you need to listen more to others because their ideas might not be totally on board, but they might have some really good things that absolutely need to be implemented. And maybe it's just fine-tuning things, okay? So quit trying to control everything. Surrender to the fact that open yourself up to other knowledge that is coming through. For our animal spirit guide card here, we have the penguin for you. And the penguin says the period of darkness that you've been experiencing is now passing. So I do feel as though you're coming out of a situation that kind of had you in negative light. You weren't feeling necessarily the warm fuzzies like you wanted to. You didn't feel that everything was maybe moving in the way that you wanted it to, or you were feeling held back in many aspects. But things are starting to flow now. You're starting to feel more at ease with what's going on, more confident as things move forward. So again, things are moving more into a place of love and light for you. For our abundance card, we have the card of love. And love says, divine source is the idea that no person, place, or thing is your salvation, only love itself. So it's saying that, number one, we can't place that we have to have somebody else's love to know that we're loved. We don't. We don't. Just because somebody doesn't love you doesn't mean you aren't loved. Okay? Just because you aren't living in the perfect house doesn't mean that you aren't loved either. Sometimes we attach, we've got to have this in order to know that we're loved. We've got to have that in order to know that we're loved. That isn't what love is, okay? Love is feeling confident. Love is feeling happy. It's acceptance. It's in caring. It's in wanting to help others. It's not in the tangible. It's in the things you can't see. Did you ever notice when you kiss somebody, you close your eyes? Why? You can't see love. It's a feeling, which means there is no tangible thing on this earth that can really put you in a place of love. Yes, we can say, oh my God, I love this so much, but eventually those feelings will withdraw. Love is a spiritual feeling. It's a spiritual concept, okay? It's one of the hardest things at times to explain to somebody, but it's also one of the things that puts you in the highest state of being when you experience it. So, for your shadow work, you have the card of greed. All right, greed says you are too attached to things in an excessive way. Nothing good comes out of it. Are we having a love of things? My mother would say I love shoes because I have a lot of shoes. But am I greedy with shoes? I don't think so. Anyways, but can we love things? Absolutely, we can love things. I love shoes. I love shoes. A lot of women love shoes. Okay? Am I greedy about them? No. Do I have too many? Yeah, I'm getting rid of them. I'm trying to. But holding on to things just because we don't want somebody else to have them, that's greed. Okay? Greed is not love. Even though it's an item we might love, we feel as though we love, it's an item that we're insecure. It gives us security more than anything. Or it's something that we want to hang on to because we feel as though if we have it, then we're taking it from somebody else. Again, that comes from feelings of lack of, which is confidence. So the card of greed is a lot about you establishing your confidence in yourself. It's a negative thing. Think about it, okay? Next time you look at things, ask yourself, why do I want this? What's the driving force behind it? And that will help you identify what it is. Okay, moving along, we are on to Aquarius. And, are we on to Aquarius? Dun, 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 dun. We're on to Aquarius. Aquarius has 2 cards. Oh, all right, Aquarius has 2 tarot cards. That's why I was confused. Okay, 2 tarot cards. We have the Prince of Swords and the Princess of Swords. Ooh, lots of action, Aquarius. All right, so with our Prince of Swords, he comes running in, doesn't he? He is that knight in shining armor who is coming to rescue us. He's fast acting. He's got a lot going for him, so to speak, because he's moving forward. He's got confidence to him. Our Princess of Swords, number 1, I'm an intuitive. So when I see princesses, my concept, princesses are the same as pages, okay? And it's about education. But what's education? It's about asking questions because we want to know more of what's going on, right? So the Princess of Swords here, she's kind of hanging back because she wants to know what's going on before she takes that leap forward. I don't know which card came first, but they pair together, okay? So it's saying we have to know before we can move forward. And when we know, then we can move forward with confidence. So this is about action for you. It's saying make sure you dot your I's, you cross your T's. If you're signing a contract, you know what you're signing before you sign it. Okay? Aquarius, you've got to do your homework first. Do your homework before you make your move. And when you do, then you'll be moving forward with confidence. Okay? For our angel card here, we have the card of ease and grace. And absolutely, it says if you've done your homework, then you're confident and you can absolutely move forward with ease and grace in knowing that what you're wanting to move forward in is going to give you the desired results. Because you know what's happening. You know you're aware of things. Even if things go south, You're still aware of the circumstances. You've done your homework, okay? Have confidence in yourself. Ease and grace is about confidence and moving forward. Okay. I feel as though for some of you, I'm taking a deep breath here because I feel as though for some of you, there are some big changes coming in place for you towards the end of this month, as well as in January and February. But before you say yes, again, do your homework. Make sure you fully investigated these things before you say yes. Okay, so our card of our animal spirit guide is the honeybee. Okay, honeybees are good little workers, aren't they? It says, let compassion and forgiveness be your top priority in this situation. Let compassion and forgiveness be your top priority. So this is saying that sometimes, this isn't for everybody, but for some people, our movement, I get the impression that some of us are acting fast or wanting to act fast without really knowing the whole story. And sometimes we have to have compassion for what other people are going through, as well as give them forgiveness, rather than just making a knee-jerk reaction. Okay? These 2 tarot cards, you got to do your homework. You got to make sure you know what's going on. Okay? Sometimes we have to give compassion and forgiveness to ourselves. If we didn't do our homework and we're making a wrong decision, and then we kick ourselves in the rear end, and you could have done this, you should have done that, etc., etc. We're hard on ourselves. Sometimes we have to forgive ourselves. But again, do your homework first, okay? But pay attention to things. We're allowed to make mistakes. This is Earth. You are going to make mistakes at times, okay? Just be aware of them. And then if you do make a mistake, it's okay. Forgive whoever, even if it's yourself, especially forgive yourself, and move forward. Just know if it ever shows up again, remind yourself, what did I do last time? Did it work for me or against me? And then make a different movement, okay? For your abundance card, we have the card of clearing. And the card of clearing says, as true offering arises, it becomes easy to let go. You start to trust that more will always arrive. You shift from mine, mine, mine to God's, God's, God's. Such freedom. Again, it comes back to that. If you love something, set it free. If it comes back to you, it's yours. If not, it was never meant to be. I always say when I'm out shopping, not on my agenda today, not in the budget, but if it's meant to be, when I come back, it'll be here. Or it'll show up for me again. And guess what? A lot of times it does. It shows up, or it's still there because it was supposed to be in my life. I just didn't have the financial funds for it at that time. But learn how to release things. When you release things and you know that the world doesn't revolve around you, it revolves around all of us. And remember, giving love to others, trying to help, caring for others will give you so much joy in your life. It's a way to spread love. And that's a gift from God. And that's the Godness. It's not about you. It's hold the door open for somebody. Just those little things mean so much in life to others. So learn to let go. It's not about you. It's about others. It's about what we learn, what our purpose is in this life. Okay? All right, your shadow work card, boundaries. And boundaries says, develop healthy boundaries to make sure you are emotionally and mentally stable. It's okay to say no. And yeah, we have to learn how to say no. The I like this. Develop healthy boundaries to make sure you are emotionally and mentally stable. Right? Because why? Sometimes we're so worried about getting everybody else's approval that we're afraid to say no. We do things just so we think people will like us. And that's not a reason for you to do something. It's not to gain favor from other people. It's for you to be able to go to sleep at night and know that you did the best job that you could. It's not for you to put on airs about yourself. It's for you to be your true self. Okay? It's okay to say no. Understand that. That is a boundary. Be yourself. That is a boundary. Okay? All right. Our final reading here is for Pisces. For Pisces, we have, our tarot card is the Eight of Pentacles. Or excuse me, Eight of Swords. Goodness, getting tired here. Eight of Swords. Why are you holding yourself back? Pisces, why are you holding yourself back? This card doesn't show it, but I have another card that it looks like white toilet paper that's wrapped around her. It's probably gauze. But whenever I see this card, I look at that, and it's like I want to throw a bucket of water on them and say, you're saying you're tied up when you're tied up with toilet paper. You're giving lousy excuses as to why you can't move forward, when the real reason is probably you're scared or you don't want to move forward. You don't know if it's the right decision to move forward. So instead, you are stagnant. And what happens when you're stagnant? You get held back. Okay? Making no move is still a move. It's not a good move. It's a negative move. But when this card shows up, I advise people, start paying attention. Pay attention to your intuition. In this card, the woman is blindfolded, which means one of her senses is taken away from her. If I take away your eyesight, if you close your eyes, guess what? You can hear better. You can smell better. You can taste better. Your intuition will work stronger for you because you can hear what's not seen. Okay? So this is a card bringing you to action to say you need to pay attention to what's going on and not be so scared. Trust yourself. But a movement is needed. And more importantly, don't be scared. Okay? You have the power within you. Absolutely, you have the power within you. For our angel card, we have harmony and resolution. And this is saying that everything is working for you. You are going to find a solution. You are going to find an answer to your problems. You are going to find peace in your life. You are not going to be tied up forever. Don't put yourself into that position. But know that this too shall pass. Okay? All right. For our animal spirit card, we have the rattlesnake. So the rattlesnake says, the experiences that you're presently going through are an initiation into fulfilling your purpose as a healer. And what do rattlesnakes do? They scare us, right? Absolutely, they scare us. They're dangerous, right? Yeah, I remember being a kid and running into a rattlesnake in the barn, and I was scared to death. And I got my girlfriend's father, he came out and shot it. But that taught me, whenever I saw snakes, to always be very cautious around them because I didn't know how to identify them. This one I knew because I definitely heard that rattle. But it's saying that the experiences you are going through are teaching you how to move forward. They're teaching you how to fulfill your purpose as a healer, how to help other people. How to help other people overcome those things that hold them back. Part of healing, it's not just about physical ailments. It's about emotional. setbacks, emotional feelings, entrapments. You can heal in many different ways by teaching a person how to raise their energy, how to become unstuck, how to gain confidence in themselves. A healer takes on many different avenues, but it's helping a person move into their highest and best person that they can be, into a person of love and light. So know that things show up to teach us, okay? They're part of the lessons. All right, our abundance card is the card of karma. And karma says there's nothing from a past life that can't be addressed in the current life. And absolutely, you have lived many lives. This is not your first go-around on this earth. There are very few souls on earth who have not been here before. And most of us have had many, many lives and will have many, many, many more lives beyond this life, okay? But do we sometimes not finish our work from other lives? Absolutely. Are there times when we want to come back and in this lifetime we want to re-experience something from a past lifetime and see if we can't do it better? Absolutely. Those things are karma, okay? Maybe we didn't fulfill a lesson. Maybe we are being tested on a lesson that we did fulfill. You know, if Earth is a school, that means things are going to come back to us. You get tested in school at the end of the week after you've learned your lessons, then you get midterms, you know, and then you get your final exams, which means things come back again, right? They want to test you to see how well you did with them. Karma does the same thing, okay? Don't worry about imposing karma on other people. Don't even go there. This is about you and your life. Karma is only about your life. When you look at it that way, then you will always put your best foot forward. You will always come from a space of love and light. And you will always work towards things coming out to the best possible outcome for all involved. Bottom line. Okay? So, your shadow card is the card Vengeful. Honest to God, I did not look at any of these cards, but it is so crazy the way that they show up. So Vengeful, it says, find a better way to heal your anger. This negative emotion comes back full circle. And what do we usually say? Karma. Absolutely. So you don't need to worry about other people. It's going to come back to bite them in the ass. You don't have to do it. You don't have to put out those negative feelings. If you put out negative feelings for somebody else and wish bad karma on them, what are you doing? You're hurting yourself because you're putting yourself in a place of negativity and not love and light. The best thing to do when you're angry is hard to do, but give love towards the other person. And when you're angry at somebody because they hurt you or they did something to you to make you angry, give them love. And guess what? That's the best thing that you can do. Have you ever heard that saying, success is the best way? Being successful, which means you're overcoming them by giving them love and light. And that's the best success for anything. Okay, so you don't need to be vengeful for them. Forgive them. If you turn around to somebody that calls you a name and you turn around and you say, I forgive you, they're going to be mad. More than likely, they're going to be more pissed off at you because they can't get a rise out of you. So why give them vengeance? Give them love. You're beating them hands down. That's the trump card. Okay? I appreciate all of you so very much. Again, I am Mary McGuire. I'm an intuitive. I appreciate you being with me. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please send me an email, even if it's just to get on my list of when I do events or to get on my happenings list, whatever. If you'd like to purchase a reading from me, again, from now until December 25th, they are 40% off. I appreciate you being here this evening with me or whenever it is that you view this video. I thank you so very much. Have a wonderful Christmas. Bye.